Hi, I'm Michael.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're the Horror Husbands!
Lorraine?
And we're back with our third and final video celebrating our favorite horror movie love stories.
Yes. And this time we're going to talk about another one of our favorites, which is
The Conjuring!
Ed and Lorraine Warren from the Conjuring movies. Now we're going to be talking about the movie versions of Ed and Lorraine. Not so sure about the real life Ed and Lorraine.
They are based on real people, but we're not basing our
opinions on the real people.
We're really looking at the movies and what we got from them.
Yes. One thing I love about Ed and Lorraine in these movies, I think more so than any of the other love stories that we've talked about, by the third Conjuring movie, Ed and Lorraine have essentially been together for 30 years. So they're in it for the long haul. And I think they are such a symbol of like that ultimate commitment and support system for each other. And I think they show that throughout all the movies, which is something I really love. There's even a part in the second movie where she's talking to the little girl because the little girl has become sort of an outcast. And Lorraine understands this because she's had this special gift that no one in her whole life could really identify with or understand. And she's trying to let the little girl know that all it takes is that one person to come along and just really believe in you and really support you. And that makes all the difference.
How did you know you could trust the people you opened up to?
I didn't. Sometimes I got hurt. And it took a long time, but I finally found someone who believed me.
What did you do then?
I married him.
Yeah, because she is a clairvoyant and she has that ability to see things in the past and have these connections with demons and ghosts and things like that. And for her, it is part of her strength, part of what allows her to do that is knowing that she has her rock, someone that she can trust. And Ed is her rock.
Yes, I love that about them. And I really, really appreciate how they're portrayed, how the actors portray them. I think that all of that could have been lost with lesser actors. I don't know, they just really spoke to me where you can see it in everything that they do. Like, because obviously we know they're there to do a job, but their top priority is always each other. And we can see that whenever one of them is in peril, basically. There's the scene where towards the end of the second Conjuring movie where Ed needs to go back inside and kind of finish what he started and hold up his promise. And you just see in the way Lorraine begs him not to. She's so scared of losing him. You just see that fear and that desperation in her eyes, in her face, in her voice. Because really the worst thing she can imagine is losing Ed.
She needs our help!
Ed, please, please, just wait for me. Please wait for me. I can't lose you. I'm so scared.
I know. Me too. But I have to help her. I know I made a promise to you, hon. But I have to do this. I love you, Lorraine.
Ed, no! No!
That is one of the things that makes these movies so terrifying is the thought of them losing each other.
Yes. And we see that on both sides of the coin, because we see that in the third movie again, during that one scene where Lorraine is about to go off the cliff, and you just see it in Ed's face. You see that dread where he thinks in that moment he might lose Lorraine and he needs to do whatever he can to save her in that moment.
Lorraine? No!
what's so amazing about the love that they have for each other and the way that the film and the actors portray it is that the stakes keep getting higher as we go through these movies. And in that scene, there's so much fear that Lorraine might actually go over the edge and could die. And what's so scary about it is that it's the fragility of life, but not the fragility of their love.
Yeah.
Their love is that solid thing that keeps them together. And it's the fear of losing one, losing the other. Because ultimately, although Lorraine is very strong in the fact that she's clairvoyant, she couldn't do what she does without Ed.
Without the
and
support.
Vice versa. They're a team. They do it together.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them so amazing.
Yeah. They are the ultimate team. I
Yes.
think that's... Oh, and another thing that I love about them, okay, these movies are horrific. There are horrific things happening. The horrible violence at every turn. However, they managed to never lose the romance with each other, which is really funny. And we talked about it in our last video too. That is something that can be really rare in horror movies. So when you find it and you find it done so well, you really remember it. There's the scene where Ed picks up the guitar in the second movie to entertain the kids, but really he's singing to Lorraine, and you see that connection between the two of them when he's singing that song. I love that part.
Be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you.
I mean, in like their romance, their connection is so strong that sometimes they forget that they have a daughter.
So do we. We're like, oh yeah, the daughter's there. I forgot
Like,
about her
when
during
he-
this whole video.
Like when Ed is in the hospital after having a heart attack, and the first thing that happens when he wakes up is the daughter's like, "Daddy," and he basically completely
Ignores her and just says, Lorraine.
Daddy!
Lorraine.
I forgot about that. And then, of course, the third movie, the ending is, it brings the romance back because we've already learned 30 years ago they first fell in love when they were trying to get out of the rain and they hid under a gazebo, and he surprises her with the gazebo in their yard. Like, that's just such a great moment. You know, if you just look at some of these clips independently, you wouldn't know you're watching a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like a great epic romance.
And I think that's what makes this collection of horror movies so amazing, because it really brings that heart, it brings that love. You have these little kernels, these tiny little moments that real life love stories have, and it really brings it all to the forefront and makes it a very complete story. Even like the littlest thing, like at the end of The Conjuring 3, when Ed has come to save Lorraine and they're finally, they've finally destroyed the altar and they've gotten away from the evil lady woman.
Yeah, there's a lot of evil in that
demon
movie.
lady or devil worshiper. And seems like he might be having another heart attack.
because
or getting close
again,
to it.
he put her first. He wasn't thinking of his own safety or his own health. His priority was...
Right. He didn't think about
Save
his
Lorraine.
medication. He didn't have it, but she had one of the pills in her locket.
Yeah.
I forgot my pills.
Because she knew. They know each other so well.
Yes.
They're like this.
When you have this, just open up. When you got this,
Yeah?
I like it, I'm into it, and I want you to just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love Ed and Lorraine in the movies, at least.
Yeah.
So that concludes our favorite love stories. So we'll be back. Oh, by the way, thank you so much, all of you that have been writing in with ideas for future video series. You're going to be seeing some of those coming up pretty soon. So that's really fun. So keep them coming. Let us know what you want to see in the comments. Let us know your opinions on Ed and Lorraine. Then we'll see you next time.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.